I did see a doctor on here who said like there's nothing to do for RSV, no supplement can help. But I'm just here to say that the science disagrees. So I don't really like doing challenges, but I've decided to do a 31-day instead of Vlogmas, doing Herbmas, because there's so much information that is stored inside of my brain that I need to get out or my brain is going to explode, because I can never figure out if I want to talk about gut health, if I want to talk about women's health, if I want to talk about children's health, if I want to talk about hormone health. So I'm just gonna just give it to you guys. So I'm late. It's day 2. So since it's day 2, I'm going to talk about one health issue from 2 different perspectives. So since it's cold and flu season, I decided to start with RSV. So first, I would like to say that I created this ebook maybe like a year ago at this point, and it's pretty much a comprehensive list of various issues that have been scientifically studied with specific probiotic strains. So for every issue, there are specific probiotic strains that have been listed and scientifically studied for that issue, as well as the studies that are linked at the bottom. So for RSV, some of the good bacteria that has been scientifically studied for RSV and for combating RSV are Lactobacillus rhamnosus CRL1505, that strain specifically. So don't just go and get Lactobacillus rhamnosus GG and think that it's going to do the same thing, because it won't. And the second strain is Lactobacillus johnsoni, 2 I's at the end. So not only has Lactobacillus rhamnosus CRL 1505 been studied for RSV, but it's also been studied for other respiratory infections as well, and just supporting the respiratory system in general. So it says that it has been CRL 1505 was able to induce the immune response against the infection by an intestinal pathogen, salmonella, and respiratory pathogens, pneumonia. Importantly, CRL 1505 significantly decreased the number of pneumonia in the lung, prevented its dissemination into the blood, and induced a significant increase of anti-inflammatory mediators. In addition, here's a study for children, because the other studies were done on mice for RSV. But it says, and humans have been investigated in a randomized, controlled, double-blind clinical trial involving 298 healthy children from 2 to 5 years old. Researchers have designed a yogurt containing CRL 1505 that was administered to children for 6 months for 5 times a week. The control group received a yogurt without probiotics, and in the study, they found that L. rhamnosus CRL 1505 displayed the ability to stimulate the mucosal immune response and prevent and reduce respiratory infections, pharyngitis, tonsillitis, and intestinal infections. And at the bottom it says, reduce the incidence of infection, 66% of children in the control group, and the percent of infections for those that received the probiotics was 34%. Said there were also significant differences in the incidence of intestinal infections, upper respiratory tract infections, fewer fever, diarrhea, and fewer need for antibiotics than those receiving the placebo. Additionally, there have been a few herbs that have been studied for RSV as well, such as Korean ginseng. And then here's the information right here. I'll let you read that. And then ephedra herb and cinnamon bark. This one more so explains the extract of the ephedra herb and how it inhibited the binding of RSV within the body. So it says these results demonstrate that EFE, which is the ephedra extract, worked against RSV infections through multiple antiviral mechanisms, a unique feature of this crude drug extract. So yeah, the reason that I'm choosing to bring this up is because I love the opportunity to be able to bring other remedies to parents like myself, so that you always have the most up-to-date information available, so that if your child gets sick with something specific, you know various ways to treat them, including doctors as well. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for day 3, hopefully.